Okay, so here we are. So we are now at stage 3, paragraph page 185. And our last headword was not Newark type of lesson. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start with revision.
Okay.
Let me just scroll down. Okay, here we go. First question. What's the past tense of I am, you are, he is, etc.? What's the past tense of I am, you are, he is, etc.? The past tense
The
of
past
I am is I
are
was. You are
he
is you were.
are were
He
he
is he was.
was
She is she was.
he
It
was
is it
it
was.
was
We were is we
we
were. You are is you were.
were
And they are is they
we
were.
are we were.
Very good. Was I here 2 weeks ago? Was I here 2 weeks ago? Yes, you
Yes,
were
you
here 2 weeks
are
ago.
ago.
Were you here 2 weeks ago? Were you here 2 weeks ago? Yes, I
Yes,
was
I
here
was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Very good. Where were you at this time yesterday? Where were you at this time yesterday? I was
I was here
at this time yesterday.
at this time yesterday.
Very good. Were we in this room last week? Were we in this room last week? Yes, we were
Yes,
in this
we
room
were
last week.
week.
Very good. Were they here 2 lessons ago? Were they here 2 lessons ago? Yes, they were
Yes.
here 2 lessons ago.
So,
Very good. What's the difference between a road and a street? What's the difference between a road and a street? The difference between a road and a street is that a road is generally
although
in the country
there are
and
country
connects two
next
towns,
towns
whereas a street
that were
is in a
very
town and
town
generally has shops in it.
company shop in it.
Very good. Do you live in a road or a street? Do you live in a road or a street? I live in
I
a.
read
Very good. Okay, next. What's this? What's this? It's a line.
nine.
Are there a lot of lines on an old person's face? Are there a lot of lines on an old person's face? Yes, there
Yes,
are a lot of lines on an old
line.
person's face.
The pass on all the person face.
Very good. Is this a crooked line? Is this a crooked line? No,
No,
it
it
isn't a
isn't.
crooked line. It's a straight
It's
line.
straight line.
Very good. Okay. Is the road between New York and California straight? Is the road between New York and California straight? No. The road
No,
between
the
New
road
York and California isn't straight.
is
It's crooked.
straight. Clip.
It's crooked.
It's crooked.
Very good. After drinking a bottle of whiskey, can people walk in a straight line? After drinking a bottle of whiskey, can people walk in a straight line? No. After drinking a bottle
Straight
of whiskey, people can't
whiskey.
walk in a straight
Walk
line. They walk
line.
in a crooked line.
Line.
Is ABC Street crooked? Is ABC Street crooked? No. ABC
No,
Street isn't
it's
crooked. It's
crooked.
straight.
It's straight.
Very good. Does the sun always shine? Does the sun always shine? No. The
No,
sun
the
doesn't always shine.
sun doesn't always shine.
Sometimes it shines.
Sometimes
And
shine.
sometimes the sky
Shine
is covered
covered
with clouds.
with
With
covered with
clouds.
clouds.
Very good. Is it always hot in France? Is it always hot in France? No,
No,
it isn't
it's
always hot in France.
sounds
Sometimes
so
it's hot and
hot.
sometimes it's cold.
Cool.
Is Easter always in March? Is Easter always in March? No,
No,
Easter isn't always in
Easter is
March.
always in March.
Sometimes it's in March
Sometimes in
and
March.
sometimes it's in
Even
April. Do you always get up at the same time every morning? Do you always get up at the same time every morning? No, I don't
no,
always get up
way
at the
to
same
get up
time every morning.
in the morning.
Sometimes I get up early and
Of
sometimes
our
I get up late.
right.
Very good. Does the government of your country make the laws of the country? Does the government of your country make the laws of the country? Yes, the government of my
The
country
government of my
makes the
country
laws of the country.
law country.
Very good. On which side of your body is your heart? On which side of your body is your heart? My heart is on
For
the left
heart,
side of
on the
my
left
body.
side of my body.
Very good. What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? The difference between
Difference
the
between
words quick and
the word
quickly
quickly and
is that
quickly
quick is an
is
adjective,
an
whereas
adjective.
quickly
Yeah,
is an
quickly
adverb.
is an above. An
Very good.
above.
Adverb. Give me an example
As
of the difference. Give me an example of the difference, please. He is
we,
a quick
he is
writer.
a
He
writer.
writes quickly.
He writes quickly.
Very good. Do you speak English quickly? Do you speak English quickly? No, I don't
No, I
speak
don't
English
speak
quickly.
English quickly.
But I speak it
I
quickly enough.
speak it quickly enough.
Do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold? Do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold? No, people
No,
don't walk slowly
so
when the weather
sorry.
is cold.
Weather
They walk quickly.
cold when
Amor? No, people don't
no
generally
cold
walk
January
slowly
when
when the
slow
weather is cold.
the weather cold.
They walk quickly.
They go quickly.
Can you text as quickly as you can speak? Can you text as quickly as you can speak? No, I can't
No,
text
I
as
can't text
quickly
as quickly
as I
that
can speak.
I
I
can't quick
text more slowly than I
more
speak.
slowly than I speak.
Wait, what's the opposite of deep? What's the opposite of deep? The opposite of deep is shallow.
Shallow.
Wait, is the river Thames deeper than the Mediterranean Sea? Is the river Thames deeper than the Mediterranean Sea? No, the river
No,
Thames
the
isn't
word thing
deeper than the
than the
Mediterranean Sea.
Mediterranean Sea.
It's shallower than the
Shallow than
Mediterranean
the
Sea.
Mediterranean Sea.
Do people study subjects deeply at university? Do people study subjects deeply at university? Yes, people study
Yes,
subjects
the
deeply
subject
at university.
at university.
Very good. Do you smoke? Do you smoke? Yes or no?
No, I
I.
don't smoke.
Which person in your family smokes the most? Which person in your family smokes the most? Nobody.
Nobody,
In my
nobody
family
in my
smokes.
family smokes.
Very good. When people smoke, where do they put the ash? When people smoke, where do they put the ash? When people smoke, they
Who
put the
smoke
ash in
with
an
us
ashtray.
in an ashtray.
Very good. If you arrive too early at the station, what must you do? If you arrive too early at the station, what must you do? If I arrive too
Right,
early at the station,
early
I must
station
wait for the train.
for train.
Do you like waiting? Do you like waiting? No, I don't
No,
like waiting. I dislike waiting.
I like waiting.
If you arrive here at the school 10 minutes too early, how long must you wait for the lesson to begin? If you arrive here at the school 10 minutes too early, how long must you wait for the lesson to begin? If I arrive here at the
I'm
school
here
10 minutes
to
too early, I
early.
must wait
I
10 minutes
wait
for the lesson
maybe
to begin.
to begin.
Wait, is it pleasant to wait for somebody in the rain? Is it pleasant to wait for somebody in the rain? No, it isn't
No,
pleasant to wait
just
for
to
somebody
wait
in the rain.
in
It's
the rain.
unpleasant.
Present.
Very good. Okay, what's the difference between the words ever and never? What's the difference between the words ever and never? The difference between the
Ever,
words ever and never
ever,
is
never.
that
It's
the word ever
the
is positive
ever is
and
positive
is generally used in questions, whilst
questions
the word
where
never is negative.
it's negative.
Does it ever snow in the south of Italy in summer? Does it ever snow in the south of Italy in summer? No, it never
No,
snows in the south of Italy in summer.
summer. In
Do you
summer.
do you ever come here on Sunday? Do you ever come here on Sunday? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I come
sometimes
here
on
Sunday.
Sunday. Very good. Does the sun ever shine during the night? Does the sun ever shine during the night? No, the sun
No,
never
the sun
shines during the night.
never sun during the night.
Is Christmas ever on the 21st of December? Is Christmas ever on the 21st of December? No. Christmas
No.
is never
Christmas
on the
even
21st
never
of December.
21st
It's
December.
always on the 25th
Always
of
the
December.
20th December.
Very good. Okay. Next. Oh, here we go. What's this? What's this? It's a square.
Square.
What's this? What's this? It's a circle.
It's a circle.
Very good. Okay, next. Is the oh, here we go. Is the face of my watch square? Is the face of my watch square? No. The face of
No.
your
The
watch isn't
your
square.
watch
It's
square.
round.
Round.
Very good. How many pictures are there round these walls? How many pictures are there round these walls? There are
There are
two
one.
pictures
Two pictures.
round those walls.
The, the, mm, mm,
Round those walls.
those walls.
All right, very good. Does she walk around the classroom during the lesson? Does she walk around the classroom during the lesson? No, she doesn't
No.
walk round
Walk
the classroom
around the
during the lesson.
classroom.
She sits on her chair.
It's a chair.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're shaking
You are
your pen.
sitting.
Do you always shake hands with your friends every time you see them? Do you always shake hands with your friends every time you see them? No, I don't
No,
always
I don't
shake
always
hands with my
shake
friends
hands with
every
my
time
friends
I see them.
every time I see them.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're nodding
You
your head.
are nodding your head.
Do we nod our heads when we say no? Do we nod our head when we say no? No, we don't
No,
nod our
we don't
heads
nod
when we
our
say
head
no.
when
We shake
we say
our
no. We
heads
shake
when
our
we say
head
no.
when we say no.
Very good. And that's the end of our revision. Let's have new word.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
good. Okay, so let's start. Okay, repeat. Direct.
Direct.
Directly.
Directory.
Method.
Method.
It is cold.
It's called
Think.
think.
Very good. Okay, listen. This direct method we are using in learning English is called the Callan Method. By this method, students think and speak directly in the new language without first translating. Let's practice. What do we call this direct method we are using for learning English? What do we call this direct method we are using for learning English? We call this direct
Called
method we are
is
using for
we are
learning
using
English the
in
Callan
English
method.
Callan method.
By this method, the students translate before speaking. By this method, do students translate before speaking? No. By this
No,
method, students
this method
don't translate before
don't
speaking.
before speaking.
They think and speak directly in the new
Direct
language.
new language.
Very good. Next, repeat more or less.
Huh? Tomorrow?
More or less.
More or less.
Very good. Okay, listen. Instead of saying it's about time to go home, we can say it's more or less time to go home. Another example is the countries of Europe are more or less friends today. Let's practice. Is it more or less time to go to bed? Is it more or less time to go to bed? Yes or no?
No,
It
no, hmm?
it isn't more or
No,
less
it's
time
more or less time
to go to bed.
go to bed.
Very good. Are the countries of Europe more or less friends today? Are the countries of Europe more or less friends today? Yes. The
Yes,
countries of
the
Europe
country of
are more
Europe
or less friends
more or
today.
less represented today.
Very good. Next, repeat accent.
Actem.
Very good. Okay, listen. Accent is a noun. One meaning of the word accent is the way in which people pronounce words. For example, I speak English with a Filipino accent. You speak
Mm,
English with a Japanese accent. People in
mm,
the UK speak English with a British accent.
mm,
Okay, another meaning of the word accent is, for example, the word tomorrow has three syllables. Tomorrow, here we go. Tomorrow, three syllables.
mm,
The accent in the word tomorrow is on the second syllable, more. Tomorrow. Let's
Mm.
practice. What kind of accent do you speak English with? What kind of accent do you speak English with? I speak
I
English
speak
with a
English
Japanese
with
accent.
a Japanese accent.
Where's the accent in the word excellent? Where's the accent in the word excellent? The accent in the
The
word
accent
excellent
in the word
is on the
excellent
first syllable.
in the first syllable.
Very
Mhm.
good. Next repeat to depend on.
To depend on.
Very good. Okay, listen. To depend on is a verb. One meaning of to depend on is to need someone for something. For example, children depend on their parents for everything. Another meaning of to depend on is when one thing happens because of another. For example,
Mm.
some people buy expensive clothes, others buy cheap clothes. It depends on how much money they have. Let's practice. Do children depend on their parents for money? Do children depend on their parents for money? Yes, children
Yes,
depend on
children
their
depend
parents for
on
money.
parents on money.
For money.
Oh, more money.
For money. FOR.
Ah, for money.
One more. Yes, children
Yes,
depend on
children
their
depend
parents for
on
money.
parents for money.
Some people eat in expensive
Some
restaurants.
people
Others eat
depend.
in cheap restaurants. What does this depend on? Some people eat in expensive restaurants. Others eat in cheap restaurants. What does this depend on? It depends
It
on how
depends
much money
on
they
how
have.
much money they have.
Like during the day it's light, whilst during the night it's dark. What does this depend on? During the day it's light, whilst during the night it's dark. What does this depend on? It depends
It
on the sun
depends on the
and where
sun
it is in
and
the sky.
in the sky.
Very good. Next, repeat. Cloud.
Cloud.
Very good. Oh, if you have any sentence that you don't understand, ask me. Tell me
Mm.
to stop and ask, okay?
Okay.
Okay, next. Cloud. Okay, listen. Cloud is a noun. Cloud are made of water. We can see clouds in the sky, except for iCloud. Okay, let's practice.
Mhm.
Are there any clouds in the sky today? Are there any clouds in the sky today? Yes or no?
No,
There
there
aren't
aren't
any clouds in the
any
sky
clouds
today.
in the sky today.
What are clouds made of? What are clouds made of? Clouds are
The
made of
clouds
water.
are made of water.
Very good. Next, repeat. Remember.
Remember,
Forget.
forget.
Very good. Okay, listen. I remember. Oh, remember is a verb. For example, I remember the name of this thing. It's a pen.
Mm,
Remember. I remember his name. His name's Mr. Brown.
mm,
Forget is the opposite of remember. For example, I don't always remember everything I learn. Some things I remember and some things I forget.
mm.
Let's practice. Do you always remember everything you learn? Do you always remember everything you learn? Yes or no? I
No,
don't
no,
always
no.
remember everything
Remember,
I learn.
I
Some
run.
things I remember
And
and some things
something I remember,
and some things I forget.
and something I forget.
Very good, especially the old ones, right? Very good.
Yeah.
Next, do you remember when to use capital letters in English? Do you remember when to use capital letters in English? Yes or no?
No,
I don't remember
I
when to
remember
use
when
capital
to
letters
use
in English.
the in English.
Let's review. Let's review. We use capital
We use
letters at the
the
beginning of a sentence
beginning of the
for
sentence
the pronoun
for
I
the pronoun
and
I
for the
and
first letter
for the
of
first letter
people's names,
of the people thing
place
and people
names, people's names,
are people's names,
place names,
first things
days of the week,
they say they
days, Monday, Tuesday,
are days
days of the
uh
week,
days of the week,
months of the year,
month of the year,
nationalities, and
nationality,
languages.
and the languages.
Greg, do you remember the name of this thing? Do you remember the name of this thing? Yes, I
Yes, I
remember the name
remember
of the
the
thing.
names of the
It's a
ten.
pen.
It's a pen.
Do you ever forget to answer emails? Do you ever forget to answer emails? Yes, I sometimes
Yes.
forget to
Forget
answer emails.
my email.
Very good. Do you ever forget the names or faces of people you know? Do you ever forget the names or faces of people you know? Yes, I sometimes
Yes.
forget the names
Forget
or
the
faces
name
of people I
of
know.
the
The
name.
names
Sorry.
or faces
The name or face.
of
Uh-huh.
people I know.
Of people I know. Uh-huh.
Very good. Next repeat. Nearly.
Nearly.
Very good. Okay, listen. Nearly has the same meaning as more or less. Nearly or more or less. Okay,
Okay.
so let's have an example first. For example, we can say it's more or less time to go home, or it's nearly time to go home. Let's practice. Are we nearly at the end of the lesson? Are we nearly at the end of the lesson? Yes or no?
No.
We aren't nearly
We
at
aren't
the end
nearly
of the
at
lesson.
the end of the journey.
Very
The
good.
lesson.
Are we nearly in winter? Are we nearly in winter? Yes or no?
Yes.
We're nearly
We
in
we
winter.
nearly in winter.
Is it nearly time to go to bed? Is it nearly time to go to bed? Yes or no?
No.
It isn't nearly time to go to bed.
Time time go to nearly
No,
time
no,
bed.
it isn't
No,
nearly
it isn't
time to
nearly
go to
time
bed.
to go to bed.
Oh, what time do you go to bed?
I always go to bed to 11 o'clock.
So it's not nearly that. You still have 2 hours. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Are you nearly always the last person to get up in your family? Are you nearly always the last person to get up in your family? Yes or no?
No.
I'm not
I'm
nearly
not
always
near
the last
always
person
the
to get
person
up. The
to get
last
up.
person to
The
get up in my
person
family.
my family.
My
My huh?
who gets up the latest in your family? My
Oh,
father? My
my sister.
my sister is nearly
My sister
always
nearly
the last
always
person
the
to get up
person
in my
to get
family.
up in my family.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Very good. So our reading is at page two, stage two,
Mhm.
page 124. Last headword
Mhm.
was the one. Okay, please start at page 125, first question of these three people.
Mm.
Stage 2,
Of
page
this, of this.
125.
Okay. Of these three books, has this has this book got the most pages? No. Of these three books, this book hasn't got the most pages. It's got the fewest pages. Who eats the least food in your family? My